How's everybody?
Good, madam.
Right. So I'm going to go through your term paper draft. Umaira, Shuhada, and Haili from ESC 550, English for Academic Writing. So this is your draft, your first draft of your term paper. And this is the title of your paper. I'm going to track the changes that I make. Okay, so that of parental neglect in the needs of children. The title is still a little bit of general, but let's look at the so you're talking about two children in general, right? Okay, let's look at your introduction. The introductory paragraph, impacts of parental in the needs of children. I think we need to do something about your title, but let's read. Don't worry about the title. Let's read the draft of the term paper first. Yeah. First of all, this is your introductory paragraph, and normally the introductory paragraph, this is where you put your thesis statement. The thesis statement, as I mentioned in the previous class, is what the whole essay, what the whole term paper is about. So how do you write your introduction? You write your introduction, as I mentioned before, by giving an overview to the paper, okay, to the paper that you are writing. And you do that, you can give a definition, you can give a statistics, okay, you can give research findings, you can share some research findings. You can start as long as it is a way of attracting the readers to continue reading, okay. Let's look at the first sentence, impact of parental needs in the needs of children, what can be defined by the topic. Since this is an academic writing, and so you have to make it less conversational, okay, and this is not an argumentative paper, it's an academic, it's a term paper, so we can just delete this part. Neglect can be defined as fail to care for properly, okay. Where do you get this definition? Okay, is it your definition? According, so you can just, this is 1336 words. Your term paper, watch for the words as well. Your term paper should be around 700 to 800 words, so, and not more than 1000. So this is a lot, so we have to cut a lot, okay. So try, and then the introduction, we can make it shorter. So let's delete this part as well. You can just start with according to Ham. The font here is different from the rest of the paper. So you might want to change the font as well. Okay. And when you quote, when you cite other people's paper in your term paper, you just cite the last name. So we have to delete the first name and cite the last name and the year. And if you see the blue line here, it means that, okay, the spacing. All right. It's 2021 and your reference is 2013. That is 8 years. Okay. So try to get the reference 5 years. 5 years and above. That means make it current, yeah. So neglect is a type of maltreatment. Try to get your references. We get your reference, the latest references, okay, the latest citations. Neglect is a type of maltreatment in which a person, this can be summarized. Neglect is a type of maltreatment in which the person who is supposed to look after someone who is unable to look after themselves fails to do so. You need to summarize this part. Okay. It can also caused by negligence, indifference, and unwillingness, and as well as abuse. It involves failing to provide enough supervision. I think you can summarize this part, you know. So this is the definition of neglect. Okay, summarize. All right, in two sentences, 1 or 2 sentences only, maximum 2. So this is the impact. A child who had been neglected or abused, present perfect tense, might experience lifelong effects or even more serious impact to them. You can also delete this part. Okay, it's unnecessary. For introduction, perhaps you want to emphasize, because what you got this is from body paragraph. Okay, there are several impacts of neglect to the children first. Maybe in the introduction you want to mention in general as an overview, when in parental neglect, what aspect? One is the definition, children, and then secondly, children are neglected in terms of their needs. What kind of needs? Emotional needs, physical needs, social needs. Okay, so you might want to include that. There are several impacts of neglect to the children. First, care and home hygiene, maltreatment, brain failing to form function. So this is domestic violence. This is quite for thesis statement. So this is what we call the thesis statement. And the thesis statement is in 4 lines. Okay, so try to summarize the thesis statement in at most 2 lines. Yeah, 2 lines. Okay, simplify the thesis statement. Right? Let's say that you can mention it generally, there are several impacts of neglect to the children. It's run on, you know, there are several impacts of neglect to the children. First, care and high homogeneity. I mean, like, I'm running out of breath to read the whole sentence. So try to simplify the thesis statement just into like 2 lines, just like the definition. 2 lines definition. One is what are the types of neglect, and then the thesis statement. You can make it general thesis statement. Okay, so make it shorter. The introduction should be a little bit shorter. So let's look at the first body paragraph. So in the first body paragraph, the growth of children is a starting point in terms of brain development. Parents make a huge impact in generating their children's thought, behaviors, and morals. Family problems can lead to one of the causes, social causes. Single parent and step parents were more dominant in neglect compared to statement of. Is this whole thing from Stottenbach et al.? If this is all from this source, et al, all AL full stop, then you need to summarize and paraphrase. Don't cut and paste. Paraphrase means summarize, make it shorter. Again, paraphrase means you write in your own. I have taught you paraphrasing, right? Write in your own words to show your understanding. Yes? And the first sentence, the growth of children is a starting point. This cannot be a topic sentence. This sentence, the first sentence in the paragraph here, that is this topic sentence is not suitable. It doesn't tell what the whole paragraph is about. This was agreed by the National Survey. So here 2013, here 2009, here 2006, and then 2018, all of these symptomatic crises also involve child abuse. So what is this whole paragraph about? This is explained. This is a passive form of a sentence. This is explained in a study of children in the United States. That so the main idea of the paragraph is about children experience neglect, parental neglect in the form of what? It's like number one, the topic sentence doesn't tell you what the whole paragraph is about. The topic sentence does not state what the whole paragraph. Your essay, your title is about parental neglect, the impact of parental neglect to children. But the first body paragraph is about the growth of children is a starting point in terms of brain development. It's not relevant. Okay? Your points in your body paragraph, you mention parental neglect in the form of home hygiene, in the form of parents who take drugs. And another point is parents are too busy. There are a lot of points in this paragraph that are relevant to your title, but not well stated in terms of the topic sentence. Why is there a sentence here forbidden standing out like that? So in this paragraph, there are a lot of studies there, but it's like you simply macam you masak Maggi kan, main campak-campak only, and then campak bawang, tumis, campak ni, campak-campak, and then you expect jadi kan. No, each supporting details that you take, the studies, you have to connect to the topic sentence. Let's look at the second paragraph. Secondly, you cannot have citation, in-text citation macam ni. No. Secondly, according to, kalau you nak letak Big and Nelson, remove the comma, and then if the citation is part of the paragraph, you don't use ampersand, you use and. According to Big and Nelson, then comma. Kenapa C huruf besar? See, child abuse and neglect have also been linked to the failure of specific brain regions to form, operate, and grow. Maybe you got this somewhere from Big and Nelson, but what does that have to do with parental neglect? Now, the failure of the specific brain regions to form, operate, are you talking about the children? So is that is that the reason because the children are abused because their specific brain, because the specific part of their brain fail to form, operate or grow normally? Well, this is very technical. Maltreatment can impair the brain. This is the impact. Are you talking about the impact? Let's look at the title, the impact. Yeah. So this can be the impact. Maltreatment, okay, the impact of parental treatment can impair the brain's executive function. Alright. You faham tak apa yang you buat ni? Do you understand?
Neglect and abuse by their parents might be linked to too. They will affect
Itu
their
impact dia. So in the second point, the second point of parental neglect is causing specific brain regions to form, operate, causing specific brain regions not able to form, operate or grow normally. Is that what you're trying to say? You kena tulis balik lah sebab sini macam. So you can say that parental neglect. Do you want me? Let me rewrite this, okay? Subhanallah. Parental neglect. Sebab balik kepada you punya topik sentence tu, dia kena balik pada topik. Parental neglect causes specific brain regions to be unable to form, operate or grow normally. So this baru you boleh masukkan macam ni, Dick and Nelson. Then you can do something like this. Then you can include the in-text citation in this form. So, but your topic sentence tak boleh lah dalam bentuk in-text citation. Ingat tak kita belajar annotated bibliography? Second point, you kena state your point dulu. So you can say that the impact of parental neglect can be in terms of the cognitive. Sebab brain ni kan dia berkaitan dengan kognitif kan. So you mention lah yang ingat tak topik tadi, your title tu kan parental neglect kan, the impact of parental neglect. So the second impact of parental neglect is on the cognitive function of the brain. Macam tu tak apa. Let me show you. Maybe you didn't follow me. The second impact of parental neglect is on the, ini yang dikatakan paraphrasing. You paraphrase apa yang you baca, tunjukkan kefahaman point yang you baca, yang you ingat tak you buat article analysis kan? Before you did this, you did article analysis. So, and then daripada article analysis, you baca journal article, you extract point daripada journal article tu and then buat outline baru, lepas buat outline baru buat first draft. So, bila you nak buat first draft tu, tengok balik outline, masa you extract point daripada journal yang you baca, point tersebut hendaklah menyokong, support your topic sentence. Bukan tiba-tiba masuk in text citation. Alright? Maltreatment can impair the brain's executive functions. Okay. So sekarang ni you just masukkan citation je. So where is your point? Situ tak nampak. Lagi satu, attachment disorder can affect child. Ini dah masuk. The next impact, another impact, ini dah boleh masuk satu lagi paragraph. Impact is in terms of social function, the social function of the child. So children who have been neglected, for example, they have neglected from their social needs, so they're gonna have attachment disorder. Nampak tak? So you jangan ambil sebiji-sebiji apa yang dapat daripada tu, tapi you kena, that's how you show your understanding of what you read. They are more likely to develop antisocial characteristics as they grow older, which can lead to criminal behavior in adulthood. Alright. And then, lagi satu in terms of language, use present tense. Because kat sini dah state. Alright. Next. Okay. I like this sebab ada kajian case di Malaysia. Tadi you mention pasal US kan. Next, in a study, one study stated in Malaysia, one factor that drives this parental neglect is also when they experience economic crisis, lack of religious knowledge, household breadwinner. Good. Thumbs up. Okay. Dari segi sini is a good, but topik sentence itu apa you nak cakap dalam ni? The B40, okay, this community, okay. Among another effects noted was domestic violence, the lack of respect. Good. Kenapa Zakaria Muhammad Rafizi ni jadi one word pula? Muhammad Ramzi. Buat last name Ramzi 2015, tak adalah Fir'aun sangat bukan zaman Fir'aun lah, zaman Jepun je kan. So reference pun taklah lama sangat, 2015. Okay, kalau boleh dapat 2017, 2018 lagi bagus. Tapi point tu dah ada. Nampak tak? This paragraph, masukkan your point dulu. Lepas tu supported by the points in the journal article, Osofsky and Fennikel in Muhammad Ramzi 2015. Good. Parents make their problem a burden and when they are too difficult to parents make. Sini dari segi pemilihan kata. Maybe you can say that parents make their problems a burden. Parents who are burden. Sini instead of noun kita jadikan burden ni as verb, as a verb. By their problems. Parents who are burdened and unable to deal with, bukanlah to deal, unable, they find to unable to cope, unable to cope with the problems will, and then kita ambil sini, will act out of control. So apa dia punya impact? But the main factor in the occurrence in decision, okay, cuba kita letakkan religious issue ni itu dulu. Sebab you nak cerita pasal domestic violence lah, religious issue lah. Kalau boleh you asingkan dalam 2 paragraph, because dalam satu paragraph ni pun macam ada banyak. Domestic violence lagi, religious issue lagi, macam ni kan. Ni topic sentence ni good one, so ambil topic sentence yang bagus macam ni. And then discuss dalam 2 paragraphs. Okay. The main factor is that they don't. No, mana you tahu dia tak letak religious belief. Tak boleh cakap macam tu. Just masukkan impact terus. Tak payah, jangan. Ini kan statement pasal religious issue ni tak ada strong support. Itulah dalam academic writing kita tak boleh main letak-letak je, main claim simply you don't have religion. No, we cannot. So setakat ni dah okay. Okay, pasal ekonomi kan, you cakap pasal financial or they have other problem that they cannot cope with. So apa impact dia? Impact dia ialah, ni boleh. Ni okay. Financial difficulties combined with greater attention to poor condition brings, ini tak boleh this sebab this tu singular. Dia kena plural, kan ada banyak financial difficulties, stress, poor home condition, lead to psychological and emotional stress as well as triggering anger of parent and this one okay, tapi you kena paraphrase. Jangan ambil sebiji daripada Nur Salihah Muhammad Saleh ni. Okay, maybe you cuba, you need to paraphrase lah. So meaning that the financial difficulties and stress, financial difficulties, stress and poor home condition lead to psychological and emotional stress that can trigger the anger of parents, and make them act aggressively. Dah, to stop. Okay? May I tunjuk Ya?
Tu dah paraphrase lah. Tu dah paraphrase lah.
Dah paraphrase lah ni? Tapi kena summarize sikit Anger and aggressive behavior. So not too long lah kan. So 2018 okay. Tak adalah lama sangat. Also jangan mula ayat dengan also. This can lead to severe kenapa lead tergantung je, yang ni pula tak ada subjek, leads to broad family, tak boleh lah macam tu which pun, aduh, sini kena tengok balik kena rewrite as a result. Okay, concluding statement untuk paragraph ni cantik, tapi yang ni kena tulis balik, this one you have to rewrite. You cannot start your sentence with also, you cannot start your sentence with a verb. Leads kan, tak subject. Lastly, the consequences of child neglect. Okay, good. In many ways, many of them will be affected too. Good. Yang ni very good, tapi buang last name. Kalau dalam parenthesis, just use the last name, jangan masukkan first name. Morin, Vanish and Hall, 2004 ini dah agak zaman ini juga Chronically adding tak payah ni buang je sebab kita tak nak panjang sangat kan, just keep it short and sweet. Many of them were abusing substance, bukan were abusing, tak boleh guna were abusing sebab were abusing maknanya benda tu sedang ongoing Many of them used to abuse substance during the used to be involved in substance abuse. Alright, okay children, throughout ini dia, okay. Alright, full stop jangan letak kat sini, full stop dekat ujung perkataan, dekat ujung sentence. Buang last first name, take out the first name again. This is for sure, tak payah. This may cause alright, again buang ni, full stop dekat ujung. Kenapa macam conclusion kat sini? S for children. Tak payah S for children. Terus je. The children. Kenapa nak ada S or ni? The children will act based on what they observe. If observe. Alright. Okay. References based on APA format. Ini bukan APA format ni, apa-apa format ni. Sebab apa? Ini bukan APA format. Apa-apa format. Satu, chronological order. So B kat bawah. B, C, D. Bakal child. Ini kenapa indent? Indent bukan kat situ indent. I dah ajar kan indent, salah indentation. Chronological order, order tunggal langgang, tak chronological, ni bukan APA format, ni apa-apa format. Check balik format APA. Bakar, author, year, title, page number, alright. Yang lain okey, chronological dengan ni, dengan indent. Okay. Draft and paper. Alright. Any other question? Do you have any other questions?
So far.
Madam, do we need to review the draft and submit, or
No.
to proceed to the term paper?
We proceed to the term paper based on the feedback that I give.
So just submit lah the draft tu.
Submit, this is submit your first draft in the future, and then after this give your paper. But if there's anything else that you are not sure, just ask me, okay?
Oh, okay, madam.
Okay.
Anything, Humaira?
Humaira, okay. Khairi, okay.
Alright. Madam,
So that's it. Let's end with Tasbih Farah and Wal As.
Yeah.
Ada lagi nak tanya? Tak ada.
Thank you, madam.
Welcome.